Hello everyone, welcome to Victor NCA and yet another class for professional responsibility. And today we are going to talk about models of law profession, which is how to run the law profession in the society. So to start with, there are three models of professional responsibility and how to run the law profession in society. So first is the dominant or traditional model. The traditional dominant model of law practice is one in which it says that to always prioritize clients' interest, and this is done by offering personalized, high-quality legal services. This in turn also means that clients' interest is first and foremost, and the majority of the world follows this, as it is the client who's the customer and who is the one who pays the bill. Further talking about dominant model. So the dominant model of professionalism is often characterized by terms like zealous advocate, amoral technician, and neutral partisan, which in turn this model emphasizes that a lawyer's primary role is to zealously advance the client's interest, and this is done by using all legal means while definitely remaining personally neutral regarding the outcome. Also, lawyers are encouraged to set aside any non-legal factors such as morality and social customs and act solely as legal agents of their clients. This perspective, in turn, supports that there is client's freedom which is available, and he is the one who's to manage their affairs within the law. This also suggests that lawyers do contribute to moral and social good indirectly by facilitating clients' moral autonomy, and which is as permitted by the legal frameworks. Professional conduct guidelines, such as the Canadian Bar Association Code, also affirms that lawyers must represent their clients resolutely and honorably within legal limits. This dominant model also influences both legal theory and everyday practice, as it is seen in solicitors' work and court proceedings. Additionally, representation of lawyers in literature, film, and media reflect these dynamics. However, the Model Code also acknowledges that zealous advocacy does not mean disregarding other responsibilities. And as such, lawyers are prohibited from engaging in illegal activities and must fulfill obligations to the court. Judge David A. Demers encapsulated professionalism as a balance between zealous representation of clients and service as an officer of the court. Another model, which is alternative model, and it talks about that law practice focuses on public interest, and this is done by prioritizing access to justice, often using innovative fee structures and technology to provide affordable yet high quality legal services to undeserved populations. Underserved populations. And here, looking at the summary of alternate models of professionalism, suggests that lawyers should be guided by extra legal norms, which include morality, religion, politics, and customs when representing clients. This principle also emphasizes that lawyers have the responsibility to act not only in their client's interest, but also in the public interest. Therefore, they must consider the interest of various stakeholders, which includes other clients, opposing lawyers, the courts, and society as a whole, and not just their client. Therefore, professional codes such as the Canadian Bar Association Code also highlight that the protection of interest is paramount. The Law Society Act in Ontario mandates that the Law Society of Upper Canada maintain and advance justice. This is to facilitate access to justice and protect the public interest. Additionally, lawyers are also encouraged to speak out against injustices and must not assist clients in engaging in dishonorable conduct. There is evidence that personal morality also influences how lawyers practice law. And this also leads to a more justice seeking ethic. And to talk about the shift which has been observed from the past 15 years, it also aligns with the principles of alternative model, which many believe better reflects modern legal realities. However, there is a caveat. The dominant model of professionalism also persists due to tradition, its compelling nature, the power dynamics of legal practice, and weaknesses in both alternative model and how alternative model have been presented. These factors continue to overshadow the alternative approaches. Third model is sustainable profession. And when we talk about sustainable profession, it is the one that creates a balance between both economic viability and environmental responsibility, social impact over long term. Therefore, to do all these and to create this balance, it looks into four audiences in total, which covers client's interest, public interest, ethical interest, and lawyer's interest. So, therefore, to summarize sustainable profession, we'll talk about author Trevor Farrow. And he often explores how law firms and legal services can evolve to better meet public and client needs. This includes examining innovative approaches to law practice and access to justice. So, in his article, Sustainable Professionalism, Farrow advocates for a sustainable approach to professionalism that seeks common ground between the dominant model, which focuses on client's interest, and the alternative model, which, as we learned, emphasizes public interest and justice. His vision does not rank one model as morally superior to the other, and he talks about sustainable professionalism, which also aims to be normatively sound, descriptively accurate, and broadly accepted by various justice seeking stakeholders. Therefore, currently neither the dominant nor the alternative model meets all these criteria. Sustainability is identified through three main approaches, and these are optimal resource exploitation, respect for ecological limits, and sustainable development. Farrow asserts that acknowledging a client's legal interest is vital, and lawyers should not impose their values on clients or compromise their moral convictions. Whereas he also emphasizes the importance of considering both pecuniary and non-pecuniary interest. This is done by advocating for a work-life balance with the legal professionalism. And drawing from Honorable Bertha Wilson's report on equality and diversity, he highlights that gender equality is a fundamental legal norm and that understanding, a greater understanding of diversity will also create a more inclusive professional environment. Lastly, he summarizes that encourages the use of alternative dispute resolution methods over traditional litigations and emphasizes the obligation to facilitate access to justice. His theory of sustainable professionalism also aims to resolve conflicts between competing models, and this is done by integrating the strengths of both while acknowledging the varied interests of clients, lawyers, the profession, and the public. And this concludes our today's topic, which is models of law profession, in which we learn that there are three models. First is dominant or traditional model, and the second one is alternate model, and the last one, which creates a balance between both dominant model, which is traditional model, and alternative model, is sustainable professionalism. And sustainable professionalism talks about four audiences, which is client, public, ethical interest, and lawyer's interest. The author who looks into this area and advocates the use of sustainable professionalism is Trevor Farrow. And as we summarize, he talks about various aspects. He definitely advocates about there is a balance. He talks about public approach and public good. He also talks about that we cannot overlook the client's interest, whereas there is need for also looking at gender equality, where understanding of diversity will create more inclusive professional environment. And lastly, he also talks about various ways to facilitate access to justice, and has an alternative model. He advocates the use of newer methods like alternate dispute resolution to create more accessible justice and varied interest. And while he also acknowledges varied interest of clients, lawyers, profession, and public. Thank you so much. This concludes our today's topic. See you again. Take care.